Welcome back, everybody, to the Cirque Show 24/7, and this is The Legend of Korra, Book 2, Episodes 7 and 8, entitled Beginnings, Part 1 and 2. So, let's get right into it. Alright, guys, so let me apologize for, last week. I didn't get to do a review. I was so busy. I was going to do a review with it, but since this episode was so good, I feel like I don't really need to do last week's episode. I feel like just doing this will be really good, and just forgive me for not doing last week's episode review, but this episode was so freaking good. Oh, it was so good. Now, if you watch any of my reviews, you might have noticed that I've really praised Korra for being a good show, and I've also noticed that it has its flaws in Book 2. That a lot of people don't really like it because Korra's acting all bratty, and she's acting like a bitch, and this, that, and the third. And I get what people were saying about Korra in Book 2, how she was being all bratty and stuff. But if you look at my reviews, I did say that there's a reason why she's being bratty, and that's why I gave the show the benefit of the doubt, and that's why I wasn't as hard as a lot of people were in their reviews and stuff, because I felt like they're making her bratty for a reason, and it just pays off now. Because the reason they made her bratty, because they need to strip her from everything, have her go through the trials and tribulations and stuff like that. And Korra is one of those avatars where she's very cocky. She knows she's good and stuff. So it was good to have her be bratty, have her be stripped from stuff, have her get brought down to our level, because now she's in the rebuilding process, and now she understands who she is and who she needs to be, and that she's not always right. So going into this episode, it was just, I just want to just slow clap. Oh, no fast claps, slow claps, people. There we go, slow claps. It was just so good. Now this episode follows Korra. After we last left her, she was taken into under the water and stuff from the spirits. She washed up on shore. She doesn't remember who she is. She gets picked up by some people, and now they're trying to help her regain her memories, try to get her to reconnect with the spirits, so she can realize who she is, that she is the Avatar. And then in this process, she has to go way back into the Avatar's past and stuff, to where we meet the first Avatar, who is Wan. Now, Wan is a character who they talked about, who I looked up and stuff, in interviews and stuff, and they was like, yo, when Juan comes, it's going to hit you with a haymaker, and you're not going to be ready for it, because it's a great story. And I was just waiting for this episode, because after everything I heard about, the writers talk about it, and just the directors and everybody say, this is the episode that's just going to define this season, I was just really excited, and I had very high hopes. I'm glad to say it was met, because one story was so good. Just these part 1 and part 2 was so good, to where after the Legend of Korra, I wouldn't mind going back and having the Legend of Wan or something, like that. Just having after he defeated that, and just what else he had to do, because this episode showed you from him as a young man all the way to his final days, and it was just heartbreaking to see that this young man who was just very ambitious, who was basically at the bottom of the totem pole, scrapping for food, scrapping just to eat, and helping out his friends and stuff, to where he was an old man dying, saying, I'm sorry that I didn't get to really live up to what you wanted me to do and stuff. And it was just so heartbreaking to just go through that journey in a short amount of time, that it almost damn near brought a tear to my eyes, because it was just so well written, well voice acted, and the animation was so good. I love that old school style, Japanese type of animation for the past, and that just made it look a lot more just heightened, and it just made it feel real for me. It did it for me. It's hard to explain. It just did it for me, just that animation, because it wasn't the same animation as the rest of the Legend of Korra. So I really enjoyed that. But like I said, One, he's on the bottom of the totem pole. He's just a kid looking to get food, looking just to survive another day. He ends up getting his first element, which was fire, and he gets banished from his town because he disobeys, and he basically stole the element from the line, the turtle line. And then that's where he goes on his journey to he befriends like the spirits and stuff like that. And it's just so much going. People, it was so much that happened. It's just let me get back to it. But he just goes through that journey when he figures out that he made a mistake, and he released like the asshole like spirit, and that spirit is like going around terrorizing everybody in the world. So he needs to make up for that mistake. And he goes to other towns and cities to try to learn each element, which I thought was very interesting to see that, where he was from, he thought he was the only like village, and he had the only people, and he was very closed-minded. He didn't really know a lot about the world he lived in, and he was so surprised when he saw new humans and humans who had different elements and stuff, and he never saw that before. So I really like that he was just like a very small-minded person, and how his world just got expanded and heightened and brightened when he got to different places. And just seeing that journey of him going to each city, going to each turtle line, and learning the elements to defeat this foe was just all inspiring, just very great. I wish it was like a 3-part or something. Like it really sucks that like you might not see him again. Hopefully we do, but just like I said, just seeing him as a kid building building his legacy to where he was an old man, just sitting there, just last breath. You see arrows everywhere. Look like he was been through a battle, and just an old man, just looked like he'd been through it. I just want to see what actually happened. Like I love Legend of Korra, but man, now it just had me super pumped. Like, yo, are they gonna show like what actually happened and stuff like that? So overall, it was just a phenomenal episode. I have to give praise to the writers, the directors, the animators, the voice actors who delivered this great 2-part episode. And like I said before, people with Legend of Korra, I think these writers are very smart, and I think this is probably one of the smartest shows that I've seen in a long time since Young Justice came off air. It's a reason why they do certain things. It's a reason why they're making Korra bitchy. It's a reason for all this stuff, people. I promise you. So if you don't like Korra, it's a reason, because it's gonna pay off once you don't like her, and then she builds it back up to where she was Korra in season 1, and you're like, oh, that paid off so good to where you hate her right now, but you're gonna love her towards the end. I promise you, I see it coming. The Search Show 24/7 knows the future. What did you guys think? Did you like the part 2 and part 1, or both parts of this episode? Do you like Juan as the first Avatar? Do you want to see more of him? Would you like to see just like a little mini series after Legend of Korra, just Juan and just his other journeys and stuff like that? Please comment below, let me know. And as always, this is the Search Show 24/7. Be easy.